school year in reverse. It was just the middle of summer vacation on the island of New Florida, and the trains were working really hard like they usually should. Women trains work hard on the railway too, because their job is to create new genders for other planets that are trinary other than non-binary or binary, because that's what makes the trains really useful indeed. Amtrak and MBTA work hard too, because they're really useful trains. But because of the way they are really useful, just like Thomas and his friends on Sodor. Freight trains in the United States work hard, just like in Hotesliket. BNSF is one of the biggest freight railroads in the United States, and the headquarters are in Fort Worth, Texas. And this is what makes trains really useful indeed, of the hard work they do every day. Many freight cars can carry building products like wood, letter tiles, roof tiles, or more stuff. But because of the way freight trains work hard, they are really useful indeed. One early afternoon, Becky was shunting freight cars in the yard. Mr. Cakester had a job for her. A train of hazardous materials has to be delivered to New Framingham, Trusesket, said Mr. Cakester, so you must do the work, Becky. I'm on it, sir, Becky said. And she steamed out of the yard. I must collect my freight cars soon, Becky said, because I'm a really useful engine. Just to kill some time, Becky had to take a group of school kids to the Boston Museum of Science to be really useful. She was feeling pleased with herself. I enjoy pulling passenger trains, Becky said, because I'm a really useful engine. And she felt pleased with herself, excited for the train of hazardous materials. I'm ready to get to work, Becky said. Before long, Becky hitched up to her train and shunted the freight cars into place. And steamed out of the yard. Here I go, Becky said, Chugga 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 choo choo! Woman engine coming through! Becky was feeling pleased with herself as she steamed along with her toxic freight train. I hope nothing is scaly inside, Becky said, because I'm a very important engine. She felt pleased with herself as her train was heavy. She took it up the steep grade and steamed down the line to a signal. She had to have a crew change. I'm sure to have a crew change in a minute, Becky said. After the new crew was on board, Becky steamed into the countryside feeling pleased with herself. Ruthie was in a siding. So Becky, she said, Mr. Cakester's main line is going to be off limits for a while, so you're not going to use it. So don't go past this line. Why? Becky said, why can't I do that? Because you're a very important engine, Becky, Ruthie said. So don't go past this point, ever. It's off limits, she said. Becky was petrified. You don't mean this track is off limits, do you? Becky said, I'm not going to use this track for the rest of the day! Wailed Becky. And she was so surprised, she puffed backwards. I think this track is off limits, Becky said. I should tell the other engines. She was so traumatized by what Ruthie said, and she backed up faster and faster. I don't want to... Oh, this track is off limits, Becky said. I should leave! Just then, Hernata and Mency were approaching. They were pulling a freight train. We'd better be on the lookout for Becky, said Hernata, because Mr. Cakester has a warning for us. I'm sure Ruthie told Becky that the track was off limits, and then she saw Becky puffing backwards and the brake van. Hernata's driver hit the emergency brakes. But it was too late! Sorry, Hernata, Becky said. I couldn't see you coming because I was puffing backwards really fast. Luckily, no one was hurt, but the freight cars had tipped onto their sides and some freight cars stayed upright and the gasoline was ruined. And Becky's bogies had bounced on the cross ties after backing into Hernata, and her tender was derailed too. I'm sorry you thought the tracks were off limits, Hernata and Mency said, But you misheard Ruthie. I'm sorry, you two. I did, Becky said. But don't worry. We'll have this mess cleaned up in no time. I'm sorry, I was wrong, Becky, said Ruthie. You misheard me, 'cause it was just that section of track that was off limits 'cause of a buckled rail. I gotcha, Becky said. You said it was the buckled track that was off limits, not the main line itself. I misheard all along. That's okay, said Ruthie. You just remember to hear me next time. That night, a raging thunderstorm rolled in, and lightning flashed and thunder crashed. I hope we're safe inside, said Lauren. We are safe inside, said Sam, because women trains like us are really useful. Becky misheard Ruthie because she thought the tracks were off limits, Dwee said. That the rain poured down very hard. Listen to that thunder, puffed Percy. Isn't it gorgeous? Toby and James both said at the same time. It is, said Becky, because I bounced on sleepers and the other car stayed on the tracks. I'm glad you're okay, Toby said. That could have ruined my paintwork, James said. Or a steam tram might do that if Thomas was here, Toby said. The rain poured down, and all the engines went to sleep at once due to the nice rain on the roof indeed.